This woman's daughter you're seeing has just away, and this is how her mother acts during interrogation.
Because the first time I flew was to jail.
No. You can say you flew now, though. You don't have to, you don't have to throw that other stuff in on that, right?
That's forever. Holy cow.
I don't shave in jail. I don't want my leg to fall off.
Unfortunately for her, such a nonchalant and laughing attitude will quickly fade away when she's confronted by detectives for the horrific crime we will be unveiling in this breathtaking interrogation.
This is your... Do you see those... Somebody into her.
When dispatchers received a call from Jordan Shreve asking for an ambulance, they didn't know that a single phone call would uncover a haunting secret buried in a twisted and sadistic mind. While paramedics rushed to the Van Buren, Arkansas home on November 8th, 2018, deputies arrived moments before the ambulance, only to find his stepdaughter, Olivia Soto, on and with bruises on one side of her face.
Why did y'all go back to Michigan?
Because the lawyer said that was the best thing to do.
What did you think about it?
I was under the impression that was the best place for us to go. They paid him $100,000, so I thought he knew what he's talking about.
6 months later, Olivia's mother, Eva Millard, was also arrested. Investigators needed to know what exactly happened that night, but they had no idea of the kind of person they were dealing with and just how sick and twisted the truth behind this story would soon become.
You need a coffee or water or anything? Good? Cigarette? Yeah.
We might gonna write that a little bit.
A whole pack, maybe?
50-something days, huh?
Yeah, can't you tell?
That's forever. Holy cow.
I don't shave in jail. I don't want my leg to fall off.
I didn't even notice. I'm sorry.
Every time I come here, you catch me in shorts with my legs all hairy. I'm beginning to think you got a camera for when my legs are hairy. Bring her in.
When Millard was brought in for questioning, she was surprisingly calm, laughing, and even joked about her appearance. She was unbothered about why she was there, as if what had happened to her daughter was nothing but an accident. Yet she showed some signs of nervousness.
Well, I might let you smoke one right now. Take a few puffs on one.
Sweet. I'm down.
I'll let grab you. How long a trip was it? About 12 hours or so?
No, actually, we left at 5:30 and got here around 11:12. We rode on 2 planes, so I'll never do that again in my life. I've never rode on a plane.
Oh, you flew?
Yeah, 2 different planes. One for 35 minutes and one for 2 hours.
That's the first time you flew?
And let me tell you, I'm never telling nobody.
Wow.
Because the first time I flew was to jail.
No. You can say you flew now, though. You don't have to, you don't have to throw that other stuff in on that, right?
I think that's all we got.
It's great.
All right.
Yeah, let's come out here.
Spell your first name.
Eva, EVA.
Last name.
Millard, Millard.
What's your date of birth?
10/24/91.
We just got to go over these again like we do every time we talk to anybody, okay? So
Just saying I don't need a lawyer for the other stuff.
Well, let me just go over these, and I'm just telling you what your rights are, and you can tell me yes or no whether or not you understand. That's all we're doing on this
So
record.
I'm not waiving a lawyer or none of that.
Okay, you're not.
Huh? I got two charges. I can't afford to waive a lawyer.
Well, just let me read this to you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you understand that you have the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that anything you say may be used against you in court? Do you understand that? Do you understand that you have the right to talk to an attorney before any question and have an attorney present with you during questioning? Do you understand that? Do you understand if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, won't be appointed by the court for you prior to any questioning at little or no cost to you? Do you understand that? Do you understand if you decide to answer questions now, you can decide to stop answering any time, and you can stop answering any time till you speak with an attorney? Keep signing right there. It's just saying you understand what your rights are, okay? Okay. This next part says, no promises or threats have been used against me to induce me to waive the rights listed above. With full knowledge of my rights, I hereby voluntarily, knowingly, and intelligently waive them to answer questions. That's basically saying that I hadn't promised you anything and I hadn't threatened you to make you talk to me. If we talk for 10 minutes and you decide you don't want to talk anymore, that's your right. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Get you sign right there. Never seen anybody hold a pen like that.
It's because my hand's messed up.
What did you do to it?
I was drunk. Fell through a window.
Okay. Do you understand that you have the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that anything you say may be used against you in court? Do you understand that? Do you understand that you have the right to talk to an attorney before any question and have an attorney present with you during questioning? Do you understand that? Do you understand if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, won't be appointed by the court for you prior to any questioning at little or no cost to you? Do you understand that? Do you understand if you decide to answer questions now, you can decide to stop answering any time, and you can stop answering any time till you speak with an attorney? You sign right there. It's just saying you understand what your rights are, okay? Okay. This next part says, no promises or threats have been used against me to induce me to waive the rights listed above. With full knowledge of my rights, I hereby voluntarily, knowingly, and intelligently waive them to answer questions. That's basically saying that I hadn't promised you anything and I hadn't threatened you to make you talk to me. If we talk for 10 minutes and you decide you don't want to talk anymore, that's your right. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Get you sign right there.
When Olivia died, Millard told investigators the little girl had simply fallen out of her crib, but the medical report, which investigations would later reveal, told a very different story. One thing was clear: the injuries that Olivia suffered could only have been inflicted by another person. After reading her Miranda rights, the detective still talks to her calmly, starting the interrogation with a relaxed tone. What might seem like simple friendliness is, in fact, a calculated tactic. Detectives know that by lowering a suspect's defenses, they can often get them to reveal far more than they intended. With Jordan immediately asking for a lawyer, it was clear something had happened that detectives weren't supposed to know, and if Millard felt attacked too soon, she might shut down completely, cutting off any chance of getting the information the detectives needed.
So have you been seeing Jordan while you were up there? Have y'all been still together? Pretty much.
Kinda, yeah. I can't remember exactly when he got back, but I was under the impression that we were still good until he got there, really. And that's when I found out about all the other stuff.
What stuff? So
The thing is I was planning on leaving and coming home to my mom. Leave. And my mom kept telling me just to come home. And I was trying to make enough money too, just come home.
yeah.
And then I went to jail. And I want my son with my mom. So.
Okay. Well, is Jordan the father? Okay.
Who else would be the father? I'm not a cheater.
I don't know. I didn't know you had a son. I don't know what's going on.
The detective was careful to probe at what had happened after the incident, and as Millard began to talk, what followed was nothing like I've ever seen.
That's why I didn't tell you where I was at when I called. That's why I haven't talked to no one, because I'm worried about my son.
Right.
And I want my son with my mom.
Okay.
My mom wants my son too, but we didn't. I was just going to come with my son, but I didn't know really how.
Okay.
But I'm afraid with this stuff now, because they're supposed to come and bail me out or whatever, and then
So Jordan and them are coming down to bail you out? Is that what you're saying?
Supposed to.
So they'll probably bring your son with them, right? Okay. Have you talked to him lately? Did you talk to him today? When was the last time you talked to Jordan?
Yesterday.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep that between us, but you won't leave. And when he gets down here with the baby, then you can just go with your mom, with the baby. Does that sound fair?
Are you going to take him away?
No.
Because I've done everything right. I haven't used, the whole time I was pregnant, I didn't use, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I just
What's his
don't,
name?
Trip, I just don't want to lose him. I've already lost him.
Yeah, I know you have, girl. Well, and this is the thing, and I'm gonna let you read the autopsy if you want to read it, okay?
I want you to show me what you guys see, because I don't understand.
Well, so
I put her to bed myself. And then I went to sleep, and then that morning I thought she was asleep, so I just slept in. I didn't know she was gone.
Not only did Millard admit to drug use before her daughter's death, but she also just revealed that she was the last person to see Olivia alive. However, that wasn't the full story, as the autopsy revealed much more.
I mean, if you didn't do it, who did it?
I still believed it was an accident.
100% not. And we've had this conversation. And I'm going to let you read what the autopsy says. And it absolutely says, without a shadow of a doubt, it was an accident. Okay? Absolutely it says that. I'm just being blunt with you on that. And I'm going to let you read it. I don't have no problem with that. And so I know either Jordan has had to have said something.
To me?
Mm-hmm.
About Karen?
Mm-hmm.
He said nothing like that to me.
Or either you know something. I mean, during the time period that they're saying that the baby died, I mean, you and him were there.
What time?
It's like a 4 or 5 time period between like midnight and 4 or something like that, 5 maybe in the morning.
Like there was nothing wrong.
There was.
To me.
If they come down, I mean, you can get him.
What kind of bond am I looking at?
I'm not sure. I know there wasn't a bond on the warrant, so they'll probably go before a judge in the morning. They'll set a bond.
I mean, like, I don't understand the felonies. I've only had breaking and entering felonies, and I think my bond was $10,000.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
I don't know what they'll set it at. I really don't have any idea.
Like how I like Jordan's?
I don't know. I wouldn't think so.
What's the difference between a D and a B felony?
Well, it's a big difference.
Like, years wise, what am I looking at?
What was Jordan charged with? He was charged with.
In an instant, Millard had gone from laughing and joking to hesitating, dodging questions, and giving vague answers. All signs that she knew exactly what had happened in that house.
Murder, wasn't he?
First degree, I
First
think.
degree. So he's looking 10 to 40 to life. Where yours is probably, on each count, don't hold me to it, probably 6 year each. 1 to 6 years.
So it's going to be a high bond.
I honestly don't know.
I'm just asking because they're supposed to be the ones that hire me a lawyer and paying my bond, so.
I gotcha.
For some reason, Millard seemed more concerned about how she would get bail than the trouble she had gotten herself into, desperately looking for a way out of the interrogation. But the detective wasn't going to allow that.
But this is the deal. don't you look at me, I want you to listen to me, okay? There's no way that Jordan has done all this, and I just can't see that, and you not know something. Okay? Does that make you a bad person? No.
That I don't.
Because I think at the time, you both, I know you and him both had a major pill problem.
I did.
I know. Absolutely you did.
But I don't anymore, just...
I know you don't. I know. And I'm just telling you that you have fixed yourself, you have changed, but at the same time, we have to make what happened right. I mean, you agree with that, okay?
I didn't do anything to her.
I'm not saying you did.
And if I'd have known you did, I would have told you. I don't know what kind of person that would make me not to tell you. And after he went to jail, I didn't see him. And every time I talked to him, he was sick and had to go lay down because he had other things to do. He didn't talk to me really. And whenever he came home, I was working at the store, and I'd been taking care of a little old dude.
Yeah.
Constantly working.
Yeah.
Because I found out all the stuff, and I had to throw myself into something else. I'm telling you, him and his mom don't talk to me about it, and whenever I do bring it up, it's shut down.
Once again, Millard dodged the main question of what happened that night, a clear sign of someone struggling to hide the truth or can't bring themselves to say it outright. So the detective shifted tactics, sharing only bits of what he knew in an attempt to push her closer to the truth.
So looking back at that night, what was your condition? What were you? I mean, I know y'all been taking pills, and I know you were taking pills that next day.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm. That night, I was asleep. I slept most of the day, and I slept the night.
The day before.
Because I wasn't feeling good, and we went to the doctor, and then we got the prescription for. We got the prescription, and I got it was some kind of steroid, something that the doctor prescribed.
Yeah.
But I was asleep. I didn't even wake up to do anything, pills or anything. So that goes over my head. It's like a video that plays.
Yeah.
But then I went back to sleep. And then in the morning she was gone. But I didn't know. I thought she was still asleep, so I went back to sleep.
Although Millard had started to talk, her vague story wasn't enough to satisfy the detective. As he pressed her about how the night had gone, she tried several ways to convince him of her innocence.
You know whether or not you did it. Well, he told us he checked for her breathing and pulse, and there wasn't nothing.
He told me when it all happened, and I kept trying to tell him that there was something really wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He put his hands on her chest like this.
Mm-hmm.
And told me to calm down because there was a pulse. And then whenever I picked her up, I laid her down on the couch on her back.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go figure out what happened. And then I turned on my heel, and I realized that my shoulder was wet. So that made me turn back around. And he was on the phone with 911 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's whenever I seen the on her lip.
Mm-hmm.
And then I screamed at him because I was further away from her than him to flip her over and hit her on the back because I thought maybe she was choking. And he flipped her over, but he was barely touching, patting her back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's when he hung up the phone with the ambulance people so he could do what I told him to do. And then I pushed him out of the way and hit harder on the back to get the stuff for whatever out of her throat.
Right.
And then he felt for a heartbeat again and told me there was a heartbeat. And I kept telling him there wasn't. And that's when I screamed for him to call 911 again, and he did. And then I was holding her. He told me he had to take those people home. I told him that he probably shouldn't. He said, I have to take these people home. And he left. I took Olivia back into the bedroom, laid her on the bed on her back, trying to figure out where she was, or definitely where she was bleeding. And that's when I looked in her little mouth, and that's whenever, when I was holding her while he was on the phone with 911 the second time.
Contrary to her initial story of putting Olivia to bed and later finding her unresponsive while Jordan called the ambulance, Millard now revealed they had tried to resuscitate the little girl before paramedics arrived. Yet even this revelation failed to answer what had caused Olivia's grave injuries.
I took her back to the bedroom. I took her but when I got a hold of 911, I talked to the lady for maybe 30 seconds, and then I seen the shoes in the door, and then that's when they came in.
Yeah.
But he did tell me she had a pulse twice. So, I don't know. He says he thought she was just hurt and was going to go to the hospital.
It's worth noting that Millard avoided eye contact with the detective the entire time, unaware that he already knew more than he let on, and was simply waiting for her story to reveal the gaps.
He went down the road and stopped and called his ex-wife and talked to her for 40 minutes before he came home. Why did y'all go back to Michigan?
Because the lawyer said that was the best thing to do.
What did you think about it?
I didn't want to go because my family is here.
Mm-hmm.
But I was under the impression that was the best place for us to go. They paid him $100,000, so I thought he knew what he's talking about. And then when we came back, my main reason for coming back is because I did miss Olivia's funeral, and I still haven't seen her grave. But I was going to go that day and see her grave. But then Jordan got arrested, and the lawyer told us to get back to Michigan. And then I didn't come back at all because I was under the impression that I wasn't allowed to come back to Arkansas per the lawyer.
He's not your lawyer.
But he said that...
You know what I'm saying?
I know, but I don't know if any of this really happened. I'm just telling you what I was told. I was told, mind you, I'm really scared about Tripp, so I don't really like to bring his name up, but I was pregnant with him. And I had insurance and everything in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
But at first I couldn't come back and live with Jordan because I was pregnant with Tripp and I had Michigan Medicaid or whatever. And my doctor was in Michigan. I tried to argue the point that I could have got Medicaid like that in Arkansas. I've always had it there.
Mm-hmm.
But then it went to the lawyer. The lawyer said it's not a good idea because they picked up Jordan.
He's got one concern, and that's Jordan. That's not you.
So my mom keeps saying.
You know what I'm saying? And that lawyer knows. He knows the truth. Jordan knows the truth.
They told me the lawyer knows Jordan didn't do it.
So that leaves you. Did you do it?
There ain't no way in hell.
There's two people in that room. You and Jordan.
Can I smoke again?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
It's too much.
By this time, Millard felt backed into a corner, once again refusing to come clean about the incident. But a new detective had had enough of playing her games and decided it was time to reveal just how grave the situation was. Be aware that certain words will be censored.
It don't bother you if I wear a mask? Okay. So, you're talking about the autopsy. I'm going to show it to you, okay? So, it's a big, long thing, and we can go through all of it, but usually and it explains, let me show you, and then it explains like her, it explains like her external description, which is, I mean, we can go through and read it if you want to. Do you want to go through the whole thing? Okay, so it says, that's great. So, let me make sure I turn this off. Did you have any type of like postpartum depression or anything like that?
With her?
Yeah. None at all. Never had any type of depression or anything like that. Because I know, like, when I had my kid, my first one, I was 21 years old. All right.
I remember.
And
you were telling me that sometimes your kids would frustrate you and go up the stairs and just cry.
Yeah, I would. And it's so frustrating. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, you know, like I mean, I had to get away because I had those feelings. And
Olivia, though, she never made me angry. She was my bestest friend. With Peyton, I didn't have a real relationship with her because I was in and out of jail. I went to prison. But with Olivia, she was my bestest friend.
Somebody did that. Your little girl.
Despite clear evidence of foul play, Olivia's mother refused to explain what had happened to her daughter. The detective first tried to reach her as a parent, but when that didn't work, she quickly shifted to a different approach.
Did you do this? Did you accidentally hurt her?
No.
This isn't a fall off of something, sis.
Was she just fine in the bed with me then?
She wasn't just fine.
The devastating report was unlike anything the investigators had ever seen. Within minutes of hearing it, Millard flipped the picture upside down as she couldn't even bear the sight of the images her child had suffered.
So when did Jordan tell you she was throwing?
I don't know exactly what time it was, but I woke up the day before at like 12:30, I think. And I was walking through the house to the garage to smoke a cigarette. And I looked up and he had her in one arm and some stuff in the other arm and just told me she threw up.
What do you mean stuff? Like medicine or?
It looked like he just cleaned it.
Like puke?
Just threw up.
Okay.
I want to say it was a stuffed animal and some other stuff. But I didn't think anything of it. I got back in bed. And then we went to the doctor about 4 or 5 and she was asleep. So I gave Jim my phone and told him if he would, if she woke up, to call and we would come straight home. We didn't even fill the prescriptions or nothing. We just came straight home. And when I got home, she was asleep. So I crawled back in bed.
Millard struggled to gather her thoughts, careful of what she would say next. But she had now claimed that for most of the night, Olivia was with Jordan.
Was holding her. And I put her in the bed with me to let her lay with me. And then I got up off the bed and I went to smoke a cigarette. And I sat out there for a minute, and by the time I came back in, he had already laid her back down because he said that she fell asleep. And then I went to bed, and she was asleep. When he woke me up saying some girl was at the house, I went and filled up the milk. And I come back and I give it to her, and I put her blanket over her, and I kissed her, and I told her I loved her, and then I went and got back in bed. When Jordan woke me up the next morning, he told me that he was going to get Billy, and I said, okay. And I didn't hear her making no noise, so I just went back to sleep. I woke up to him tinkering in the bathroom, and then that's when I found her. When I found her, she didn't look like that. Jordan told me she had a heart. He swore that he thought she was still alive. That's why he left.
Would you have left?
I never left her, and I would have never let nobody hurt her.
Although parts of the night had begun to surface, it was clear something had happened to Olivia between the moment Jordan claimed she threw up and the time she was given milk and put to bed.
I would have told you if he did if I knew it.
Well, either he did it or you did it.
There's no way in the world I would hurt her. He was my best friend.
She's beautiful, and she's innocent. There's no reason this should have happened to her.
That's why he never wanted me to see no autopsy report.
I told you when I met you, no reason to lie. I'll tell you, I've had my doubts about you, and I'll explain it, because in my mind, I can't imagine you staying with him.
I didn't know.
Did you just think we were lying to you? I mean, we told you.
I did.
I have no reason to lie to you. None.
Can I talk to my mom?
I don't know.
This time, Millard tries to shut down the interrogation by asking for her mom, but the detective wasn't letting her off the hook, and what she revealed next would eventually break the case wide open.
I told my mom about the girls and the drugs, all that. My mom swears he killed her.
Look at me. If you didn't accidentally kill her, then he absolutely killed her. This is just total opinion on my part. But I feel like somebody stepped on her head.
If Millard was truly certain that she had nothing to do with Olivia's death, then there was only one person left to blame. Yet, what puzzled the detective was that with every scenario she presented, Millard seemed to have an explanation for each one.
His reaction with everything was wrong. I mean, we came to do a search warrant on the house, and y'all go for a stroll around the neighborhood? That's weird.
Because he had to get away from it.
Yeah, call 911 and your baby's and he leaves and goes and talks to his ex-wife or girlfriend or whatever she was. That's not normal.
He said that was because me and Pam don't get along. She's right, we don't get along. He said he had to talk to her away from me.
I think there's more important things right then than talking to his ex-wife or girlfriend.
He said that's because you guys were driving so fast you about pushed him off the road.
Pardon my French, but at that point, who gives a fuck? Do you get what I'm saying? That is a baby. Look at her. That is a beautiful baby. A beautiful, perfectly innocent baby. Nobody cares about a killer.
He said it was because he thought she was alive and we didn't need that drama too. Because I asked him why he left too.
He knew she wasn't alive. You realize somebody gave her oxycodone and to try to get her to be quiet because she had already once.
Can I talk to my mom?
I'm sure you probably can.
I really need to talk to my mom.
Okay. Let me go get Sergeant Perry, all right?
Can I smoke too?
Let me go get Sergeant Perry, okay? I'm sure he'll tell you that.
The detective stepped out, but little did Millard know that her night was far from over. Millard waited, contemplating what would happen to her next. She was eventually allowed to text her mother when calls went unanswered, and even given a smoke to steady herself. But when she returned, the detective confronted her with one final piece of evidence.
Giving you forewarning, it's not pretty, okay? I'm going to show you what her look like in the autopsy, okay? Look how bright it is. It's not from a fall. I'd like for you to tell me everything that he's ever told you about this. Or anything that you could remember, even if you think it's insignificant, about that time period that may be helpful. It may be the thing that we can put together. Do you get what I'm saying? Listen to me. You have a baby right now, right? 11 months old? Who's he with? You just talked to my mom. We're trying to get a hold of her, okay? Look at me. You have a baby that's with him right now. And I'm going to say this, and I hope, I guess the one thing that we can hope for is that he feels differently because that was actually his.
Mom? Yes. Mom, what are you doing? Watching TV. Mom, Mom, I need you to come to. Oh my God. I need you to come to Midbury, please. Will they let me come up there? Mommy. Oh my God. Will they let me come up there? Eva, ask Sergeant Perry. Eva, let me talk to Sergeant Perry. Eva, let me talk to Sergeant Perry real quick.
Hey, Eva, your mama's on the way, okay? I'm gonna give you a minute, all right? There's Kleenex right there, all right?
I really believed he didn't do it. I'm so sorry.
And just like that, the interrogation came to an end. Although Millard insisted she knew nothing about the incident, investigators believed she knew that her husband was a victim. In the end, Jordan Shreve was charged with murder, while Millard was charged with permitting child abuse involving death and endangering the welfare of a minor. She agreed to testify against him after she was shown the severity of Olivia's injuries. However, in a shocking turn of events, a jury took just 2 hours to acquit Jordan. On the other hand, Eva Millard's trial was delayed several months before it was finally set to begin in January 2022. But weeks before the start of the trial, Millard did the unexpected.
A Van Buren mother accused in the death of her child has entered a plea deal. Eva Millard pleaded guilty today to charges of child endangerment and permitting child. Now, those charges stem from the death of her daughter, Olivia Soto, who died in 2018 at her Van Buren home, 4 days after her second birthday.
At her hearing on December 29, 2021, Millard was handed a 20-year suspended sentence. Instead of prison, she was ordered to complete 60 days of community service for permitting child, along with 6 years of supervised probation for endangering the welfare of a child. But just 6 weeks later, a warrant was issued for her arrest for violating nearly every condition of her release. She was accused of committing theft in a different county, testing positive for drugs, admitting to using drugs, failing to complete a counseling assessment, and ignoring the requirements of her community service. The fact that she is not in prison is dismaying. Unfortunately, Olivia never had the chance to grow up. All that remains is a shattered family and the memory of a little girl whose life was taken far too soon. If you enjoyed our production, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to watch the next one.